Yes, I just add some. I mean, I spent some gas on it and a small grocery shopping on it.
Okay,
It's like
perfect.
$25. So I heard it hasn't been more than 30%, right?
No, you can use 100% of it. I mean, it's
Gotcha.
only you have to have less than 30% before you apply for a credit card. But you
Okay.
can use all of it. It doesn't matter. That's what the money is for. Actually, if you don't use it, they'll take it from you. They'll reduce your limits.
Okay. But I need to pay it off every single month.
You don't have to. So this is the thing. You can carry out a max balance. Okay, you can carry out a max balance. If you go and try to apply with a max balance, you're gonna get denied. So the only reason why you have to keep it below 30% is before you apply for a card. You're not gonna apply for a new card yet. So you can keep it maxed out. It doesn't matter. Obviously, you are gonna pay interest, but that doesn't matter. Okay, they do want to see utilization, but you can later on or maybe now, what works is, hey, max it out, pay it off, max it out, pay it off, max it out, pay it off. Why? Right now you have a $500 credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you max it out 10 times, okay, within the course of a month, that means that you're using $5,000 on one credit card. Okay, so they're gonna see, hey, we need to increase his limit. You see what I'm saying? So you can max it out and pay it off. You can keep it less than 30% before you apply. That's it. Just
Gotcha.
before you apply. If you're not gonna apply within the next 3, 5 months, I would use and pay it off, use and pay it off.
Wow. I didn't know that. Everybody was telling me, even the own bank people, yeah, they were telling me do max 30% and that's it.
No, it's
So,
30%. You want to keep it at 30%, so your credit score doesn't go low. Okay, but right
mhm,
now you have no credit. You just came to the country, you have zero credit. You're like non-existent. You want to build it.
mhm.
Okay. How do you build it? Well, number one, make sure you give your social security to all the banks that you got the credit card from. Number two, expend all of it and pay it off. Expend and pay it off. Expend and pay it off.
Gotcha.
Before you apply is when you want to make sure everything is reporting at 30% utilization or less.
All right, I
Only
will
before
max
you
it.
apply, because look, I lost a $10,000 credit card because I also thought, okay, that I had to keep it below 30%. Well, guess what? I had this card completely paid off. Well, it passed
Oh,
6 months, and then next thing you know, and that was one of the longest cards that I ever had. Okay, what ended up happening? They told me, hey, you're not using your card. That means you don't need the money. We took the money. And I'm like, hey, I had this card it was like one of my first credit cards when I was 17, 18 years old. Okay. And they shut it down about 5 years ago. So I would have had a 20-year, 25-year card with $10,000.
yeah.
But
So
since I didn't use it, they just went and shut it down.
I will spend this all day, man.
Correct, exactly. You can spend and pay, expend and pay. They want to see movement.
Mhm.
Okay. It's
And
only before you go apply.
so I only have in my hand this one right here and this debit one.
Okay.
I mean,
Debit one, I wouldn't use your debit one. Use your credit card.
got you. This one has Zelle on it. I didn't get 100% what you told me, man, on the message. That you have to use Zelle, but I only have one Zelle account linked to this one.
Okay. So this is what I meant. Okay.
Hmm.
In order for your credit cards to grow later on, okay, and you can go to the same bank, they want to see movement. So what I said is, hey, whatever money that comes in from your bank or whatever money you have, let's say you have $10,000, send $2,000 to your girlfriend's account, your wife's account. Okay.
Hmm.
In return, she's gonna send it to another of your accounts. Okay, because it's coming from her. And
Yeah.
then that account will pay you. So all you're doing is just rotating money. That's all you're
But,
doing. You just want to
but,
rotate the same amount of money because you can leverage your girl. Okay, if
hmm.
she like later on when she opens her business, you can just leverage the same. You're gonna get $5,000 and transfer $1,000. Boom. Make sure you know how it's going. You just want to be able to show the money's coming in and out the account.
So what
Okay,
can I
it shows
do?
activity. You just want to show activity. That's one of the check marks on their underwriting. Is their activity above a 50%? 50%, what that means? You have 20 business days during the month. Okay, so they want to show that there was movement of money 10 times or more. You see what I'm saying? That could be you buy Coke
Mhm.
with it. That means you buy Chick-fil-A. It doesn't matter. They want to see activity. Okay,
Okay.
obviously there's different ranks of activity. If it's over $1,000, you look better. Okay, they start marking, okay, he is moving decent amount of money. Okay, actually with Bank of America, if you're moving in $5,000 a month after 3 months, they will ask you, do you want to apply for a credit card? After 3 months only.
Wow.
Okay, so that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. And the thing is, I haven't really got into the nitty gritty of things because I don't want you guys to get confused. Okay, so when I say, hey, just move money around, you can just move, you can sell it to your girl will sell it to your other bank, and then your other bank will sell it to back to her, another bank of hers, and then she'll sell it to boom. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So one thing you wanna look at is make sure if you're sending it to, let's say, account from JP Morgan of your girl, when it comes in, it's not coming in from JP Morgan of your girl. It's coming in from another bank.
All right. But so far I cannot do much because I only have one checking account, which is this one.
Okay, you got to open another checking account. I would suggest Bank of America or American Express. Okay,
Wow.
for everybody here, Bank of America or American Express.
So I got,
American Express, you can open a bank also. Okay, Bank of America is great, so that's fine.
yeah. And this is a credit card, so I don't have any checking on this bank.
Which bank is that?
The PNC, I don't have any checking account on this one.
You can open a checking account also there.
Should I?
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, PNC is a great bank. TD Bank is another great bank.
Okay, so I
Okay.
will open a checking account and just move money around.
Exactly. Just move money around. Make sure if it's going out to your girl account in Bank of America, you got to make sure that whenever you get the money in, it's
Mm-hmm.
coming in from another bank. Okay. All you
Okay.
want to show is transaction.
So two PNC checking accounts I'll open tomorrow. Thank you,
Yeah.
man. And
You guys,
about
you
the
guys, you guys understand what I'm saying, right? When it comes to the credit.
square moving,
There's
man.
people, okay, there's people that actually have they create, okay, they create different LLCs. They say they create 100 LLCs. And all they do is just move money around from all those LLCs. Okay. And
Okay.
then they sell the LLCs. Why? Because now it's considered fundable. Why?
Wow.
Because it passes certain standards.
Gotcha. And I will move 2000.
You can move 2,000, then bring in 500. You can play it. You got to play it.
Perfect, man.
Okay, you have to play around with the money that you have. Okay, Bank of America is a great bank. American Express is another great bank. Okay, so if you have money coming in,
Mhm.
make sure it's going to different banks
Sure. I will start with a PNC checking account. I will just do a Bank of America, PNC, and so on
and
with my
American
wife.
Express.
Can I do American Express checking account?
Yes, they have a checking account for American Express.
So I should create an. Can I apply now?
Yeah, you can call them and ask them since you're not a citizen yet. I'm not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a program because Bank of America takes it, Chase takes it, so there should be a program where they have so they should be able to guide you better.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll
But
get
all
that.
you have to understand is that you want to be able to move
Okay.
your money.
Okay.
Okay, because
So
once you move your money, look, everything is electronically in the bank. Once you move your money around, they say, okay, he got income coming in, income coming out. It's like a normal checking account. It's not something where you went, you opened it, you waited, and then try to apply.
mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
you can do that once you open the business account because they're gonna go off your personal.
All right. So far I will just do the PNC checking account and the American Express might be later in the future.
Yeah,
Okay, man. Perfect. That's good, man.
but call
Thank you.
them and check. Call them and check.
Okay, American Express, I will give them a call.
Yep. Great.
Thank you, bro.
We'll go with Jimmy. Jimmy, you have any questions, suggestions, concerns?
I don't have any questions yet. I mean, we went with your suggestion, obviously on trying to get Glenn to speed up the process. It's definitely was at a stalemate at one point, and they're kind of working on it now. With the so the DCS we're doing a DCSR on Nicole's dad's property, so we're waiting for the paperwork to be sent to us for that. Um, but I kind that's kind of where we're at right now. We're just kind of waiting to see what that process is going to be looking like. So Silas reached out to us today because he's been working closely with Glenn. Um, he just apologized because Glenn was supposed to let us know on Monday what was going on, but they said that they should have good news for us by Monday or late. I'm sorry, or early next week on that process. So that's
Okay.
kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. Have you looked? So I know Hometown Hero programs is already out.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're talking to us about that.
Yeah, there's already about 100 million there, and you can, I believe you can get up to $30,000. And it's first come, first serve. You don't have to be prior military. You don't have to have a relationship with the military, how you were, or be a federal employee, how you used to be before. Okay, so now anybody can apply for that.
Yeah, we'll look into it because when we did look into it prior, it said it wasn't going to be available to July 1st.
Oh, you gotta check it out. So it's already you can. Okay, we are June 19th. That means
Yeah.
10 days. Okay, that means you can put a property under contract today, get approved for the Hometowns Heroes program, and then close on it with the money that they're giving.
Yeah, I mean, because like the process we obviously went through is like, so I already amended my taxes with Glenn, and
Okay.
then honestly, we're just waiting for the DCSR. And then I think we already put the property under contract, the quadplex that we've been working on.
Oh, hell yeah,
So
congratulations.
we're just trying to hopefully get that closed soon, and then move on to the next project afterwards.
Okay, I'm gonna explain to you guys after everybody's done. I'll explain to you guys what is it that we're doing and what Dennis was talking about. I think it can benefit you a lot, Jimmy.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go with Floor and then Osvaldo, and then we'll finish with Charm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Floor.
Hello. So a win for me, I would say on the personal side is almost my entire family got baptized last week.
Oh,
Uh,
wow,
so,
congratulations.
yes,
Good.
sir. Thank you. Oh my goodness, it was awesome. And then for myself, something that I would need help with. Well, I don't think I really need help with because we re-strategized recently. Is primarily just outreach for getting more sales. But we already discussed it internally, and we're just gonna go ahead and just start putting out more content and running some ad spend behind it, just so we can start reaching more people.
Okay, how are you doing your outreach? What's your sequence, or how are you getting
So
clients?
right now, I primarily have been focusing on my warm market and some cold market, primarily just from referrals. Um, I have really good leads, but nothing closed just yet.
Okay, okay. So I'll just explain to you how I get leads. Okay, on Instagram. Okay. So pretty much when it comes to leads, people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. How do you get them to know, like, and trust you? Well, you have to give them something of value. Okay. And then they have to connect with you. So the process that I use is usually value, a story, which is connection, and then ask them to get on a call. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's say I post a video of a client that he got $150,000 from JP Morgan. Okay. People are going to like it. Even if they don't like it, you know what I do when it's on my story? I forward it to them. Okay. Literally send it to them. Okay. Why? To create that conversation. Guys, you guys have to go get it. Things are not going to come to you. Okay, you guys have to go get it. So I will post something on my story that has to do with what I'm doing. Everybody who watch my story, I send it to them. Okay, to start creating a conversation. Then I give them value. Okay. So for example, if you guys notice what I posted yesterday, the $70,000 loan, that was from Carlo. Okay, so I explained there, hey, so Carlo, what he did? Well, first of all, Carlo is a client. He went to TD Bank. TD Bank is asking for an SBSS score. What is an SBSS score? SBSS score is personal credit, 685 or higher, business credit, 80 or higher. That gives you an SBSS score. Okay, they're looking for a 691 SBSS score. How do you find that SBSS score? Well, you go to nav.com. Anybody has a business, you go to nav.com and you can find what is your business credit score, and then you can request an SBSS score. Okay. If you have a 691 and your business has, this is the only requirement for TD Bank. If you have had a 691 SBSS score and your business has been open for at least 2 years, you can go ahead and apply for a loan. That's the requirement. So what did I do on that post? I wrote, this is the requirement, this is how you get it. That's what I wrote. The requirement, this is how you get it. Okay, great. Now, if you have any questions, let me know. That's how you should write. So people who liked it, I'm like, hey, bro, you have any questions about this? Oh, yeah, man, how long did your business, you said 2 years? Yeah, man, it's 2 years, but you can also do this and this and this and this. Great. Then I asked them, hey, can you watch my story and give, because I already gave him value. I said, hey, can you watch my story and give me feedback? The whole point of my story, obviously, we all have a story. Okay, my story is pretty much my life condensed in 3 minutes. So when you give people value, they want to reciprocate. So I give people value and then I ask them to watch my story. Once they watch my story, I ask them, hey, can you watch my story and can you give me feedback? So they're gonna tell me something. I'm like, oh man, great. Thank you for the feedback. Hey man, if you want to get on the phone to talk about your specific situation on that loan, let me know. I have available tomorrow. And that's how you get them on the phone. Okay, so remember, value, story, ask for a call. And that's all done through DMs. Value, story, ask for the call. That's literally value, story, ask for the call.
Okay. I
Always,
really like that.
always, always. Okay, you want people to, the whole point of them watching your story is for them to connect with you. Okay, and then value, you always want to give more than what you're getting.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking about because I record all of my classes for like Mindset Monday, Financial Thursdays and stuff like that. So I was thinking of like chopping it up into like little value stories and then just uploading that too. And then the long versions on YouTube too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is for, so we use, I mean, the strategy that I use is we use for Instagram like a landing page. If people are gonna come in, they're gonna see, okay, they're gonna, because you need impressions. People don't just buy to buy, they need impressions. They have to see you before, maybe 8 months prior, maybe a year prior, maybe 6 months. Some people do buy right away, like me. Okay. But you need impressions. Okay, so
Okay.
those impressions means a video of you, of your face, to create that trust. Okay, so hey guys, this is Arturo. I want to tell you, go to TD Bank and do X, Y, and Z. Bam, that's whenever you just want to give people value.
Okay.
Okay, so remember, value, story, get on a call.
Awesome.
Has everybody here seen my story, that 3-minute story that I have? Okay, I did that with Les Brown. Okay, Les Brown helped me draft my story. Okay, Les Brown, He's one of the, in my opinion, he's number one. Okay, number one speaker, number one storyteller. He's great. He has this charisma about him. Okay. But this guy, when people see him, they're like, oh wow, great, great story, amazing. They don't really see the thought process that he put into his story. I'll give you an example. When you watch Les Brown, he emphasizes certain words. He pitches his voice on certain words. He pitches his voice on certain sentences. Okay, and his story is deliberately made so the person who's listening to it does not get lost and connect. I'm gonna give you an example. So you guys watch my story, we connected, right? Oh man, Arturo's great. Damn, he went through that, he was able to overcome it. Great. Whenever you're telling your story, you cannot give that much detail because then you lose people there. I'm gonna give you an example. This is a harsh example, okay? Let's say when I was younger, I got raped, okay? And I go and I tell myself, yeah, so when I was a kid, I got raped. And then I keep going with, oh, but I was able to overcome it. And then I went to, yeah, that's all great and dandy, but you left people there on the rape part because they cannot, not only they cannot relate to you, okay, but now they're thinking is like, damn, poor guy. Like, I'm glad it was him and it was not me. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm telling you guys, I had, when I had the mentorship with Les Brown, he explained what I'm explaining to you. He explained it to me. Okay, so every story, you cannot give too much detail. Okay, you have to go, you got to take them. Okay, a story or a connection story, you take them through a wave of emotions without them getting lost in it. That's how he described it. Okay, you have to take them through a wave of emotions without you losing your audience. That's what creates a great storyteller. Okay, obviously, I mean, we're going more into that, into certain things, but once people connect with you and you give them value, it's just a matter of time when they, and they need your product, it's just a matter of time for them to buy. Okay, that's literally, you give people value, and once they connect, it's literally time for them to buy if they're looking for the product that you're selling. Any questions? I I know I went into detail, but I just want you guys to understand. Okay, I want you guys to understand there's a science to it. Okay, don't get lost on trying to, just take it little by little. Okay. Whenever it comes time to draft your story, I know we're working on your charm, your product and everything. I'll give you a frame. Hey, do your story this way. Okay, so there's framework for different things. Okay. You have any other questions, Flor?
Not for me. You want to share?
Yeah, and thank you for that also, Arturo. That's a lot of great nuggets in that.
I appreciate
Got
it.
a bunch of notes.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, my bad. I was just thinking out loud, but I got something I'll say after you.
Oh, you good, brother. Yeah, for me right now, Arturo, I so my other truck is down, so I'm just pretty much selling it, and I'm gonna be getting another vehicle. I just I don't know how to approach the whole vehicle situation. Because once I start doing it, I'm gonna be able to raise my credit. I don't know, any tips with getting a vehicle or like pulling one out of the lot or anything? Any do's or don'ts?
Tips about getting a vehicle. Anybody want to chime in on it? Dude, I'll tell you something. Me, if I like it, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Okay. what I can tell you, depending on the dealership that you go to, I mean, bro, for vehicles is okay. So you got your high-end cars and you got your low-end cars. Okay, high-end, I'm talking about um Lamborghinis, Maseratis, quote unquote, depending which ones are like Gran Turismo, Bentleys, those are your high-end cars. Okay, high-end cars, when you buy them, when you buy your high-end cars, I recommend go through a broker. Why? Because you want to when you buy a high-end car, there's a value that it stays at, depending on the miles. Okay, so whenever you buy a high-end car, you can buy like the last car, the last exotic that I had, the Bentley Super Sport, I was able to sell it for a loss of 2 grand, quote unquote, a loss. Okay, so the way I see it is I pay 2 grand to drive this thing for a year. Okay, I'll tell you something. Right now I have the Mercedes. That Mercedes, I'm upside down on it like $13,000. Okay, when it talks to value. So exotics is one thing. Mercedes, BMWs, all the other cars are another thing. So you have to, I always recommend, okay, go through a broker. So the broker that I use, PJ in Fort Lauderdale, I paid him $1,000. Hey, I want this car. He was saying, I paid him $1,000. So in reality, I spent $3,000 in order for me to drive a Bentley Super Sport for a year. And this is what the wealthy people do. You see them changing cars every 6 months, right? It's not because they have a lot of money and they're just dumping their money. No, it's because they're buying these cars, okay, right off the lot, 0 miles per hour. Okay, they'll drive it for 3,000 miles and they'll resell it actually for $5,000 more. Okay, I know people they order every year they order 4 Lamborghinis, different colors. Why? They drive, okay, 3 to 4,000 miles in each Lambo. Okay, then they'll sell it, and their new Lambos coming in. They never pay a dime, and they're driving brand new cars every year. People are like, damn, how they do it? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you another thing with this. You only pay taxes once. Okay, when it comes to exotics, you only pay taxes once. Your taxes are transferable. So that $350,000 car that they paid another 25K on taxes, it gets transferred. So they only pay taxes once. Okay, they drive 4 different Lambos. Why? Because you don't want to overdo the miles on the Lambos. Okay, so they drive 4 different Lambos, and in reality, it makes them money because they make an extra 5 to 10, 15 grand when they sell the car. Okay, who actually paid for cars? Us. People who, hey, well, let's just buy a Honda because we're saving in parts. That's what I was taught when I was growing up. Okay, let's buy, a Hyundai because now I'm hearing that they're making them better. No, we're not. What I'm telling you guys is, I bought a program. I bought a program to learn this thing. Okay, I got mentored on it. Okay, this is what they do. Why do you see them changing cars every 6 to 7 months? Because of that. Because not only are they saving in taxes, number one, number two, they're also making 5 to 10 grand and they get a brand new car. You see what I'm saying? So, when you're asking me, what do I recommend? Dude, in reality, I recommend you buy a brand new Lamborghini 2025, zero kilometers, okay, and resell it in 6 months for $5,000 more. Can you do it right now? Probably not. My next option, for you're starting, I would say finance a car. or do what Frajul is doing. He looked at, he's about to do Uber. He looked at the list to do Uber Black, and the Uber Black tells you, because Uber Black, you're charging premium to the clients. Okay, so it tells you which car is allowed. So you got Cadillacs 2020. You can buy a Cadillac 2020 for 40 grand. Okay, $39,000. Cadillac Escalade 2020, where you can charge, going back and forth from the airport, you'll make $150, $200 a day. Obviously because you're starting. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends what are your intentions for that vehicle. If you're gonna buy a car for your job, hey, I will buy a beat up car. Why? Because you're gonna, pour cement, you're gonna destroy the whole thing. So I will buy a car. Hey, probably a Dodge 3500, 2011, 2015, something that's gonna take care of you and something that's gonna be durable. So it all depends what is gonna be that used for. You see what I'm saying? So your question is a little bit broad,
Yeah, I totally
but
understand.
but it all depends on what are you gonna use it for.
So originally I was looking to get a truck, for work, like you were saying.
Okay.
But my intention was to use that to start being able to kind of rebuild my credit. Um, yeah, and then just try to go from there so I could start using and applying things, getting a house, by maybe by my birthday a couple of months from now. I just wanted to pretty much get something to yeah, it's just like I was saying, build my credit. And then I did have one more question. Is there anywhere that I can go and check to see what my credit status is at? Like the entire thing?
Yeah,
I know we've talked about it before.
Go to Experian. You don't pay for the first 3 days, it really is free, and then you pay or you pay $4.95 for the first 3 days, and then 29 for after a
Like
month.
the month.
Yeah. So just check Experian.
And on there, like, it'll show me all the accounts and everything that I have, that I pretty much owe or have owed, right?
Correct. It shows your accounts. Okay. In my opinion, um, you guys should have been build your credit a while ago. Okay. I did I did a video. You guys should watch it. It's on the Spanish section also. Okay. How you can make your credit, how can you can start making it strong again. Okay, like Frajul is doing it. I have other guys that are doing it. Okay. You guys,
Yeah.
even if you have negative stuff on your credit, you can still start making it strong, like putting in their loans. People that don't, there's banks that do not check credit. Okay. And they'll post loans just so you can look good on paper. So you get 5, 10, 20, $30,000 loans, whatever it is. You want to get revolving accounts in order to start making you look good. Okay. Instead of trying worry about deleting it and then doing it, you can do it both of them at the same time. Therefore, once you were able to delete the negative, you're good to go for funding.
Most definitely.
You understand?
Yep, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that today,
Check out the
actually.
video. If you got any questions, let me know.
Cool. Cool, I got you. Thank you, Arturo.
Of course. Charm,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Blessed to see another day.
Yeah, yeah. So a good thing to share is one of the students, young men that I mentored, he has really changed his life around and he graduated and he's doing very well. And I told him about you, Arterio. So that's a good news. Anytime I see a young person who's who's turning their life around and getting their life back in order after some negative things that has happened to him. So that is good news for me. That's a good news.
It is. It is good
Yeah.
news.
Yes. And the question, I have so many questions, so many questions, but I'll just the about the what do you recommend to do can you simultaneously be reducing debt and building credit, or should you just
100%.
focus on one area?
You can do both.
Do both?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can build your credit while you're reducing your debt.
And should you be doing that on the personal side or the business side or both? Or how does,
I will focus on the personal side.
Okay.
Yes, business, okay, so earlier when I explained the whole SBSS score, that's only for loans on your business. Okay,
Okay.
there's a difference between loans and there's a difference between credit cards, business credit cards. Business credit cards, they go from your personal. Okay, whenever you get a business credit card, the only difference is it does not show up on your personal. So you're gonna have 100% utilization on your business credit card. That doesn't mean you can go to another bank and get another credit card because it's not showing up. You see what I'm saying? So you can do that multiple times, but you want to focus on your personal to be as low as you can. And once you're strong on your personal, then you're going to start using your business. You see what I'm saying? So your personal credit is primarily the one you need to focus on. I had guys, we applied at the same bank with 6 different businesses, and each of them got funded $50,000. Okay, so you can do it. You have to know when to do it and how to do it. Okay, but they do go off your primary personal credit. Okay, so personal credit is very important. I say it's more important than your criminal record. Okay, you need personal credit to get money. That's why everybody here has access to the course, should watch the course and then take advantage. Build your credit, because there's going to come a point where now your credit is built. You only do it once. Okay, once your credit is built, now we're going to leverage your business and get a business load of credit cards. I know guys with $1 million off one bank through different businesses. You know how many banks are in the United States? Anybody has a guess how many banks are in the United States?
200,000.
Over 4,000.
Over 4,000 banks, 4,200 plus. Okay, so that you guys want to see the bigger picture. You're not, Bank of America is not the only bank. You know what I'm saying? Chase is not the only bank. Okay, there's a lot of banks. Okay. Anyways, do we have any other questions? Carlo, I know you came in late. So we were saying a win and if they have a specific question when it comes to credit or anything else.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm late. I was actually suffering a migraine, but now I'm up.
Good.
So you guys were talking about the repair.
Yeah, they were asking about if you can build credit and remove the negative items.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you have any question I did to add?
I got something to add. Along when I was doing my research, I know this is a little unorthodox, but this goes along with credit cards, mortgages, or a car, because I know we're talking about getting cars. Guys, when you sign an application at a dealership, or when you sign a mortgage, or when you sign a credit card application, you're creating a security collateral that is used to go to the treasury window and fund your credit card, your car, or everything else. So if you look at your contract for your cars, or if you look at that contract for the mortgage or whatever, and you really look into it, you can find things in there that you're gonna be like, whoa, like it's gonna just open your eyes. So I recommend just start looking into securitization and those kind of things. I know it's real complex, but you know, somewhere along the line, something will click, and you're gonna realize, hey, look, I have an unlimited right to get credit. You know, there's even letters you can send if you get denied. You can send a letter saying, hey, look, I can't be denied based off of this law, this law. Um, but yeah, when you guys just keep looking into it, you know, especially with these cars that you need, there's ways to get it. There's ways to discharge it. You know, it's just it gets complex, but look into securitizations, and how these your application becomes a security collateral and then gets pushed around and sold on the secondary market.
Well, great information. Guys, okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys what Dennis was talking about, okay, earlier. So right now we're doing everybody here, you know, obviously likes money. They want money. Okay. They want a business, they want to grow their business. In order to grow your business, you need money. So we're doing collateralized loans. Okay, collateralized loans that is secure pretty much by an insurance policy. Okay, so there is a threshold, but we just found a way around the threshold. And I want to thank my partner, okay, Coach Henton, he's actually here. So this is what we're doing. In order for this to apply to many people, or for this to work, you need a net worth of $2.5 million. Well, guess what? 94% of the United States does not qualify. Okay, does not qualify. Well, the way around it is you get a letter from a bank, okay, a letter of credit from a bank. That letter does cost a little bit of money, but now the hedge fund will fund a policy on your name and put it on the market, and you can borrow against it. Okay. So I think this is fucking great, you know, because with little money you can make with 50 grand, you can come out with $2.1 million. Okay, how does it work? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys how it works. So you need a network of $2.5 million. Okay, $2.5 million. You can usually borrow 2.1 because you can borrow up to 90%. Okay, and we're talking about a one-to-one asset, which is cash. So in this scenario, if you have $2.5 million in the bank, or if you have this letter from the bank saying that, hey, you do have $2.5 million and there is a verifiable proof of funds, now the hedge fund can create a life insurance policy on your name that you can borrow against. Okay, so obviously, if you don't have the money, you can go the route getting the letter, the credit letter from the bank. Okay, but if you guys do have the 2.5, or somebody can pledge it on your behalf, you can go ahead and get that money. So I'm going to tell you some things that we're doing, how we're leveraging able to get things done. So right now we have a deal. We have a few deals actually. One of the biggest deals that we have is a resort in Mexico. Okay, the resort is worth $650 million. The guy has verbally agreed to pledge it. Okay, so he's pledging his asset in order to get a loan against it. Okay, he cares about making his money. The other client here cares about getting the asset for free. So you put two and two together and you can make a deal happen. You know what I'm saying? So there are ways around it. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw my post today. People that work a 9 to 5, and Charm, you can agree with me. You know, you work your whole life. They have a different way of thinking. Me, I think about solving problems. Hey, how can this person buy $650 million if he either doesn't have any money or does not qualify or nobody? Okay, well, let me figure it out. So now we're putting things together. Well, is the guy willing to pledge his asset? Can we get a loan against it? Okay, yeah, he can. Okay, well, you can get up to 90% of it. Okay, so that means out of the 650, 90% is $585 million. Okay, great. Well, can we do a contract that says we're gonna dilute the other 10% at closing, meaning once you get a 585, the other 10% is diluted, meaning you don't pay it. Well, now we're getting into an asset for free. You see what I'm saying? So there are ways around things if you can sit back, analyze it, talk to your network of people. Okay, I've been very fortunate to have a nice Rolodex, how we call it. Okay, because I've been, investing in myself. I pay a lot of money to go out and meet different people. Therefore, they open the doors to their circle. So you always want to nurture that circle. Okay. I don't know if I told you guys, every morning, my assistant's job, her job is to send happy birthday letters. I pay somebody a month to send happy birthday letters. Why? Because I understand that whenever they think about money, they're going to think about me and they're going to call me. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not a year from now, 2 years from now, but whenever because I'll read you guys. Let me see if I can share it with you guys. Okay, and I know I know a lot of you are not on this position yet. Okay, but things can change very quick. Okay, let me see if I can log in. I'm looking to log into my account. Hold on. Give the permission. Okay, finish. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys. Literally every morning, that's her job, to send virtual letters. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, we'll skip this for now. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys see it on the right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not restore now. What is this? Enter pin to restore. What are you talking about? Okay, look. You guys see this, right? On the right. So this is a virtual, I mean, we can't really, okay, right there. So this is what she sends every morning. His name is Marcus. Happy birthday, Marcus. Do you want to establish strong personal and business credit to access premium credit cards and secure loans 70 to 90? DM me now to learn how. Well, I'll tell you something. She kind of diverted on, and I haven't looked at it in a while. Okay, but she kind of diverted on what she's supposed to write. But this is just a regular example. Okay. Just so you guys know, where's it at right here? Look, all of this are just birthdays. Look, bam. So you can click any of them. Why? Because you want to be present mind with them. You see? You want to be present whenever you want to do business with them later on. You know, and I have a lot of people, so it's hard to keep up. Okay. This is something that you guys should implement, obviously, once you start, growing and making more money, whatever. I only pay $1,000 a month. Okay, that's what I pay her. $1,000 a month. She does my calendar, she does the birthday letters, and she's like a personal assistant for a lot of things. She does my contract. Hey, fix this contract, send it to these people, make sure they sign it, verify that they got it, little things like that. Things that will literally take me all day, okay, or at least 4 or 5 hours. I just have her do it for me. Okay. I'm telling you guys this because I want you guys to understand relationships is what's gonna get you guys to the next level. Only relationships. And I'll tell you, I couldn't understand it before. I really didn't. Even when I started making some decent amount of money, I really didn't understand it until it finally clicked. And it only clicked when you notice, hey, okay, I want to get this deal done. Who did I call? Okay, I know this guy, this guy. Oh, hey, I know he was looking to buy properties here in Florida, 5 million plus 5 years ago. Let me hit him up to see if he's still looking for a property. How did I know that? Because I was around the right circle. That's it. But if I go out and hang out with my friends, the ones that I used to hang out, they're thinking about what they're gonna get at 7-Eleven. You see what I'm saying? So your circle matters a lot. Okay, your circle and your network matters. That's why you guys leverage me, okay, on everything that I'm offering. Okay, right now we got guys that are bringing guys in. I talked to 2 NFL players today. Okay, they're looking to get a loan for one of them is raising money for a nonprofit. Okay, he has to show proof of funds, so he's looking to get the proof of funds that we can provide, verifiable proof of funds. Number one, so he shows a verifiable proof of funds of 250,000, and he gets about 750,000. Okay, and he's paying a point or two for that verifiable proof of funds. So he'll literally pay, whatever he's gonna pay with the 250, $5,000 in order to get $1 million. So does it benefit him? 100% it benefits him. So there are certain things that you guys can do to make money and then putting deals together. Like the deal we're putting in Mexico. Is it a tough deal? I remember a tough deal. What was step number one? Step number one was to make sure that the asset was completely paid for. They came back, amazingly, somehow the asset is completely paid for. Somehow it's completely paid for. Okay. What was step number two? Step number two is make sure the attorneys, okay, because we had to hire a law firm here. Okay, we're talking to a law firm in Mexico. We have to make sure that the attorneys here read through all the paperwork before we sign anything. That's another hurdle that actually today I got the confirmation, hey, you can sign. Okay, what is the third hurdle? The third hurdle is make sure the guy, he verbally said, hey, yeah, I'll pledge my asset. Well, now he has to sign that he's pledging his asset. But I'm telling you, that is the hardest hurdle. Everything else is not as big as that. Why? Because we'll have it under contract and he's pledging his asset. So usually here in the States, you can get what, 70, 75% loan to value, right? Now, my skills come in, okay, hey, they're only giving us 75%. Well, we're going to dilute the other 25%. Or we're walking away. I mean, what else are they going to do? That, or, hey, can you carry out $20 million for 10 years? You see what I'm saying? There's ways to work it. It's not, everything is not black and white. Okay, there are certain things, and this comes with critical thinking. Obviously, when you understand that there are ways around and you actually believe it also. You know, that's why here we're all entrepreneurs. You know, Charm, she's just started becoming an entrepreneur. And the process is different. The way of thought that's the only difference. The way of thought, the way of thinking, that's the only difference. You got two choices. You can either go get a job, make 20, 25 an hour, or trying to solve rich people's problems. Why? Because they pay the most. That's it. And that's what I'm doing right now, solving rich people's problems with the network that I have. And I'll tell you something, one of these deals goes through, I know for a fact I'm skyrocketing. Okay? Just because the setup that we have. You know, my guy, he's looking to open a streaming platform. Okay, it's only $500,000 that he needs. And he has about 200 applications with kind of what we're doing. So he's literally already there. You know, so you just have to figure out what type of problems you guys can solve. Most people have money problems. The first thing to solve a money problem for you guys, number one, is your credit. Number two, helping other people get that money. So, for example, Rahul, him and I hope you don't mind me sharing. You know, Rahul said, hey, he just got to the country. He's looking, what can he do so he doesn't spend 20 years like I did to try to, you know, build myself. How can Rahul do it in 2 years? Hey, brother, easy. Number one, fix your credit. He's already doing that. Number two, I told him, get a premium car, finance it, and do Uber. Why? Because I'm telling you, if Rahul gets one client in a year, a high network client, one client will bring him in, worst case scenario, 50 grand, depending how we structure the deal. You never know, because there's wealthy guys that only, you know, they only get on the premium to go from the airport back to their house or back to where they're going. You know, so I told him, hey, you're gonna start with Uber. That's great. Okay. You can put a little sign on the seat that says, I do loans. This is my number. Something simple where you can get their info. Hey, you need money? Yes. What do you need? Hey, great. I got the product for you. He needs one. He's going to be more set than a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? But he's taking the steps. It might seem very far off, but he's really not. He's one client away. How can you get that client? The best way, Uber. You have to be around them. You got to hang out where they hang out. Where they hang out? The Marriott, you know, high-end places. Okay, and always be interested in people, because they will always ask, oh, yeah, what do you do? Oh, I get people money. You tell a wealthy guy, you can get them more money. They're gonna want to listen to somebody. So you see where I'm going with it? Yeah, even though Frahul just got his social, how long ago you got your social?
Yeah, like almost 2 months ago.
Okay, 2 months ago. He already got his license. He already got a couple credit cards. Okay, he's looking into getting a car. Once he gets a car and he starts he's following the process. Okay, he'll be there in a year or two. It took me a decade plus. I did 5 years in the Marines. I got out. I had share credit. When I got out, like my process was different. And this is why you guys pay for, hey, so you guys don't spend 10, 20 years that took somebody, reduce it to 2 or 1 year and make money on top of it. So this, what I'm sharing you guys, which is this premium financing option that is available now. Dennis was right. This product has been available for many decades, but it was not available for people that made 30 million or less. It just became available for people that are making $2.5 million. And now we found a way around it. We can get a bank that says that, hey, you do have $2.5 million in the bank account. Therefore, you're gonna get an insurance policy of 2.5 mil. You can borrow 90% of it. That's 2.1. You see what I'm saying? So there are ways around it.
Hey, so that you said you need to deposit 20K or 50K
No, it
to.
all depends. It all depends on the amount that you're looking for. Okay, so it varies. It varies 1 to 2 points. So I say 2 points. Okay, depending on what you need. You can do a verifiable funds up to $10,000. So it's not a lot of money. It's a couple $100 for $10,000. And guys, look, I had a guy. They needed it in order to get her to an Ivy League school. Okay, they want to get an Ivy League school. Hey, if you don't have the grades, they want you to have a certain net worth. Okay, so now you got these people that really want to go to Ivy League school. Hey, okay, how can I show my net worth? Can it be verified? Yes. Okay, they can come up with, 20, 30 grand. They cannot come up with 2.5. They can come up with 20, 30 grand in order to make it work. They can get into the Ivy League school. We have the other guy. Okay, he has to show that he has at least 25% of his account in order for him to get the government contract that's gonna give him $750,000. So he got to show 250K. How do we?
Is that contingent upon a certain credit score,
No,
Arturo?
no,
No?
no, it's not.
So what are the qualifications?
For what? For the IUL?
Yes.
Your network will supersede that. So if you have a network of $2.5 million, you don't need a credit score in order to go ahead and get the policy.
What about making the 300 that you got to make 300,000 a year too, or is that another way around that?
For the 300,000 a year, I'm gonna get back to that. That's what I was told at the beginning, but then I was also told that if you do have the 2.5, you don't need to make that 300K a year. So as long as you have the net worth of 2.5 or verifiable proof of funds of 2.5, you should be fine.
And somebody else could pledge it for you, right?
Exactly. And if somebody else has the net worth, they can pledge it on your behalf.
So you could partner up with somebody that has money and tell them, hey, look, I can get you 2 mil.
Exactly. So that's what I'm gonna tell you guys something. That's what my friend is doing. Okay. Hey, I'll bring you the money. We'll partner up on the deal. It doesn't matter how you bring them money. You're bringing them the money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, I'll bring you the money. We'll partner up with what are you doing? Oh yeah, I got my ways to get the money, but don't worry, we'll get the money. We'll partner up 50-50 on the deal. And bam, now you're in. So yes,
Yep.
100%. Because
Like
the policy can be not only on a person, but it can also be on a company. Okay, it can be on a trust, the trustee. That's how we're doing the Mexico deal.
also, do you need to have a, like I was looking at the trust, like you need to have a irrevocable living insurance trust, or you could have like, if you just have like a temporary trust, like a revocable living trust, would that work too?
Dude, to be honest, I don't know. Okay, I just have the attorney handle that.
Okay.
Okay, they know better, they know what they're doing. Okay, they'll do it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
What are the attorney fees?
You'll have to ask an attorney, Charm.
You have to, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the way we are working it. Okay, so we are paying a contingency and we are paying for the land trust. Okay. What we're not paying is if the deal does not close, we're not liable. Okay, so it's a success fee basis. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how I like to work my deals. Okay, so usually I say, hey, I'm not gonna give any money up front. Okay, if this deal doesn't go through, usually I'm gonna pay 1/3 of what you guys charge. If the deal goes through, I'm gonna give you 3 times what you guys charge. Okay, and this is contingent. And then I can bring up to 5 deals. It's contingent up to 5 deals. You see what I'm saying? Because also they want to know that they're gonna do work. They're gonna do work, and they also want to get paid for their work. You know, so how can you get in it if you don't have a lot of money? Okay, hey, great. Look, what we're doing with this attorney that we hire. Hey, we'll pay for the trust. That's cool. You'll make some money on top. If this deal doesn't go through, I'm gonna bring 4 more. If they don't go through, I'm indebted to you. Okay, 1/3 of what you usually charge. If the one deal goes through, I'm gonna pay you 3 times of what you usually get paid. Therefore, it's something that works out. You know, you guys can work it out however you want. Okay, but you always want to be fair for both parties, for all parties involved. You know, for the deal that we're doing in Mexico, I'm bringing in the people that put me on the hedge fund. Do I have to? No, I don't have to. They're gonna make money. Okay. Me, and this is one thing that my mentor told me, do it when you don't have to. That is when you should do it, when you don't have to do it. So I'm just going by that because that was given to me by a billionaire. Okay, always be grateful, always be appreciative. So I'm just working in faith, following instructions, and just pushing forward. Literally, that's all I'm doing. Okay, but you guys, I want you guys to see the way we're working, or the way I'm working it. You know, because you guys can get experience by me letting you guys know, hey, you know, we can work it out this way depending on the attorney. Okay, so there's no wrong or right. Always, when it comes to, because this is also sales, when it comes to sales, you have to be able to give people what they want, and also you get what you want. You know, so it comes down to negotiations. It literally comes down to negotiations. Anyway, do you guys have any other questions?
Hey, what was that strategy you were doing with the football players?
The strategy for, okay, so one of them, he's only looking for a verifiable proof of funds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he was looking at verifiable proof of funds of $250,000. Okay, why? Because he has a government contract where he has a school where he's gonna get 750K, but they do need to see 250K in his bank account. Okay, this guy is a retired football player, the retired NFL player. Okay, I don't know if you guys are aware, NFL players, 85% of them go pretty much bankrupt after they get out. So he doesn't have a lot of money. And it's crazy because he does have a attorney that he's still using from the NFL, which sucks, completely sucks. Okay. And I say it sucks because I send them the contract that says my fee, that puts my fee and everything. And his attorney changed the whole contract around. Okay. And I texted him, the guy that introduced me to him, like, hey bro, like this is a joke. I feel disrespected. I'm this close of not doing business with you. No, it's the truth because, and then I got on the phone with the
Lawyer?
player, and he said, "Hey, brother, I'm sorry, I didn't even read it. I just forwarded to him and then forwarded to you." I said, "Bro, before you send me something, make sure you read it and it's what we agreed, at least verbally agreed. And if your attorney wants to make any changes, let me know. Okay, let me know or highlight it or see if it's okay. If I think it's okay, my attorney is gonna make the changes, and then they can talk. My legal can talk to yours. Okay. Because I'm telling you something, these attorneys, they take advantage of these guys. Okay. They really, really do. And they have them on a bubble. They make them think that everybody wants to take their money when rather they are taking their money. I'll give you an example. My ex-girlfriend, she's dating a guy that plays baseball. Very well-known guy. Okay. Well, when she got with him, the guy has 4 or 5 people on a payroll. $3,500 for the travel agent, $3,500 for the advisor here, another 3,500 for legal, another 3,500. All these people for the meal prep people and all this, paying about $20,000 a month. Okay. So she asked me, she said, "Hey, what should I do?" I said, "Listen, you got to go in there and clean house. You got to fire all of them." Well, these people, since this guy has been, in this country, he's from Cuba, but he's been in this country pretty much all he knows, that's his family. The attorney, the accountant, the travel agent, that's his family. Well, they ain't his family no more. She went in there, she fired all of them, hired one person to take care of everything. Okay. She told me he cried because they were all sitting on the table. He cried when she said, "Hey, and she kind of said it in a nice way. She said, "Hey, we're gonna start from scratch. For right now, we're gonna let everybody go." She was gonna take care of her. I don't want to say his name, but she was gonna take care of what he's doing, his travel and the meal prep and X, Y, and Z, his trainer. And she told me he cried. And then she made him see, look, we're gonna hire one person, we're gonna pay them 4,500, and she's gonna make sure all of this is done. So now off the bat, save them 15K. Off the bat, save her boyfriend $15,000. Okay, and then I also gave her another strategy when it comes to real estate. Okay, doing 1031 exchange. So save him $400,000 plus. So obviously now the guy trusted her. They're about to get married actually. The guy trusted her. So now he's able to see that he was in a bubble where they made him think this is your family and this is the only who you can trust. Everybody else will take advantage of you. Guess what? Like this guy that I talked to today, even though he's retired or he got out, whatever, he's still in that bubble. Because one of his benefits is he paid into being able to use the attorney until I don't know what age. His attorney literally changed my whole contract. Like literally, like so on my contract, okay, I have, hey, I'm gonna make 9.9% of whatever we're able to fund you. Okay. He put a clause in there. The clause said I'm allowed to make up to $25,000. I was like, hold on, like you want a couple mil, but you want me to only make 25K? You are, I called him. I was like, bro, you guys smoking something, and if it's not addictive, fucking pass it this way, okay? Because he changed my whole contract around. So yeah, he changed the whole thing around. That was one of the things that he changed. He changed everything around. So I was like, dude, like, you're not gonna tell me how to run my business, you know? If this does not work, go find somebody else. Okay, and many people are a little bit scared to make their voice being heard.
Yeah.
But there's things that you have to, like I said, this guy's in a bubble because he believes that those will have the best interest for him. There's nothing I can do. He just met me today, Anyway, guys, I've been ranting on. Any questions on this? Okay, so I'm just gonna summarize. So there is a way for you guys to get a lot of money, okay, with very little money, FYI. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Shoot me a DM directly. If not, we'll talk next week. Okay, and go check out the course. I put up the Spanish side also. I don't know if Rahul, if you were able to check it out, but go check it out.
Check it out. It's with the new guys, right?
Yep.
You upload videos of it.
Yep. I worked on some letters and some rebuttals and a couple script ideas. So I'll send them to you, Arturo, so you can kind of verify it, make sure everything looks right before I start like vetting people, educating people, and more in depth about it.
Perfect. Sounds good.
And I'll share it with anybody if anybody wants it.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, I'm logging out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Arturo. Thank you.
I'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Thank you. Take care, man.